Hi and welcome to the channel Just Maria D. I am Maria and today, March 8th, marks our 10-year anniversary of living in England. So what I've done is I asked all the family members to give me quick thoughts about the negatives and positives, what that has meant in their life, and those that have wanted to participate have participated and those that didn't want to have not. So I'll leave you with that and yeah, catch you on the flip side.
I didn't actually think we'd ever make it to 10 years. Didn't even really necessarily want to make it to 10 years, but here we are and what an experience it has been. I get to look back on all these incredible things that we've gotten to do that we couldn't have done in Australia, the countries that we've visited because we've lived near enough to them, and that has been so incredible. I feel incredibly blessed to have grown into a culture that is so different to the one I'm used to and has so many different elements of different cultures from Europe and from other countries mixed into it. Yeah, it's just been a really weird kind of thing to do, to move country, especially from when you're a kid to being a teenager to being now an adult, 21. I've lost my accent, which I don't like. I don't like my accent now, but it has been very funny to kind of see the transition and to look back and hear my little voice and my little Australian accent.
Hi Grandma and Granddad, really miss you guys. Love you heaps. Please say hi to everyone else for me. Love you, bye.
Wow, like what a different life I would have led had I have lived there. And it wouldn't necessarily have been better and it wouldn't necessarily have been worse. I have been very privileged in the experiences I've had here, and I've been very blessed to have met the people that I've met, and it's just been a whirlwind. 10 years feels like nothing. It doesn't feel like we've been here that long, but it also feels like we've been here an eternity because I've missed out on so much in terms of seeing my family and my friends grow up. Really bittersweet morning looking back and seeing all the things that have gone on in the last 10 years, but it's just incredible to have come here and actually seen that there was so much culture and so many like different people from different backgrounds. I've learnt a lot living here and it has been a really incredible experience, one that I don't really regret.
So Mum has asked me to do a video for you all. It's crazy really to think it's been 10 years since we moved. I thought we were only going to be coming for 2 backs like everyone else did. We actually had a vote before we left and I was the only one who voted no to moving, so outvoted, as always, middle child, you know.
I miss you a lot. Like, I love you, I miss you. I really want to kiss you. Don't know why. Goodbye!
But no, it's actually been a really cool experience. It was hard, especially in the first few years to begin with, missing all my friends. I don't think I settled in as quickly as the others. As I've stayed here longer, it's gotten much easier and now it's hard to think about going back. Some of my favourite things I've got to experience because of it, definitely travelling around Europe. It's been so much easier to do from the UK, obviously. We've been to so many different places and learnt so much. It's just been amazing. I think it's helped with me growing as a person. When you do something like leave your home country when you're quite young, it helps you to make friends easier. Often people grow up with the same friendship group or have lived in the same community for their whole lives, and it's really given me that chance to experience a completely different way of life. Another thing is I think it made us closer as a family. Obviously when you move away from all your friends and your extended family, it's a bit hard, but we really bonded. I got a lot closer to my siblings, I think, and it made Christmases and that a lot, like, not nicer, but different, and it made us closer on those days, so that was really nice as well.
So 10 years today.
Yes.
Today marks the anniversary of 10 years of living in the UK, living in England. What have you got to say about that?
Oh, on earth, pretty.
Okay, so what's behind that statement?
It's cold, cold. It's cold, and it's cold.
That's really it?
Basically.
You were saying something a little bit earlier which I thought was really interesting.
What?
Well, how old were you when you arrived here?
15 months.
Yeah.
Oh, the stretches. Last time I used it, it wasn't that bad. Oh, it's just the sun shining on it. You can see them better. No. Do we know?
Go.
So you've not really known life anywhere else, have you?
No.
So your reaction's probably going to be a little bit different to... But you've had some great things while you've been here and you've got some good friends, don't you? So would they be hard to leave if you went back?
Probably.
So if we were to just say, okay, that's it, we've done our 10 years, we're going back to Australia, we're going to pack up, how would you feel about that?
Not sure, since Oceania is quite far away from Europe, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So I probably couldn't play with my friends.
You could online.
Yes, the service would be very poopy.
Because Australian internet is so bad.
It's because Europe and Australia is so far away.
So it would come with its own set of problems, wouldn't it? If
Yeah.
Australia or England, which one are you going to choose?
Wild card, Sweden.
You nutter. So this is Josh. He is a firstborn child. Josh, 10 years today. What's your reaction to that?
It's been a long time. And it's funny because, like, I struggle to remember some of it, a lot of it. I don't remember 14, 15, 16 as well, as I probably should do.
There were some tumultuous years for you, though, I think. Your early years here, I don't think were great, were they?
No,
They were
I
hard
wouldn't say
years.
so. They were hard years. There was bullying. There was lots of adaptation to be done.
Yo, bro, we're the band called Princess and Punk. You want to hear our song? Do you want to hear our song?
Yes, I do.
Wait, do you want to sing our song?
Yeah.
And I think 14 is quite a developing year. You know, when you turn around that age, you start to develop quite a bit. And so they were pretty tough.
I sort of remember that being the year that I had no fingernails, because you kind of went into this cocoon year, sort of the year you were 15 and then you turned 16 and came out of it and you kind of had all these great things. And
I watched a lot of YouTube videos. There was people who were uploading Call of Duty. They were just uploading commentary, and I was like, that's really fun. I want to do that. Oh, Black Ops. It was the year of Black Ops. So Black Ops came out. It came out in 2010. It comes out in November, and so everyone gets in November. They make lots of content. I was doing Modern Warfare, and I couldn't get it until Christmas. So I was like, what am I going to do? I can't do the old Call of Duty, that's just sacrilege. Like, you can't upload the old one, you have to upload the new one, Minecraft. And then my channel just developed into a Minecraft channel from there.
do you think that your life would have taken that turn had you have stayed in Australia?
No.
No.
I mean, I was doing stuff on YouTube. I reckon it would be more artistic, or more sports, or more outdoors.
more outdoorsy, I would have thought.
Back in Australia before we left, I was making some short films, so I was interested in filmmaking, and I put them on YouTube. I also uploaded, you know, some hacks videos where I hacked
Club Penguin.
But I thought I was really cool back then. I was doing that in Australia, but I don't think I would have gone as deep as I did with, you know, gaming and YouTube.
Give me one negative, one positive about moving to the country.
I think
Needing a lot of peaches.
the early years were very difficult. I mean, I think it's all been difficult. Like, I don't think it's been an easy move. Everyone asks me would I move back to Australia. Like, every Uber driver that I hop into, and they're like, "Oh, you're Australian." I say, "Yeah," and they go, "Would you move back?" I'm like, "No, I don't think I want to move back to Australia. Here is where I would consider home over Australia." Whether I move to other places is for work is completely different. But the negative would be that it was just really difficult. I wanted to do scouts. I couldn't do scouts when I arrived, and I just ended up not doing scouts. So those would be the negatives, that it was just a really hard transition. Kind of found my way with YouTube, I think. Gave me a real drive through these, 16 to 20 years, and then esports took over, and that's given me the drive to now. And I think that could be the positive, that I kind of found something that I just don't think I would have found in Australia whatsoever. And I've talked to Australian commentators. They say it's very difficult to do esports in Australia, and only a couple of them ever make it out of Australia for esports. I think being in the UK, which is very much a breeding ground for esports, it's not necessarily as developed as America or Germany or Korea, but it's a very big breeding ground for talent.
I'm just going to show people on the camera what's happening here so that, the hot water tap is going crazy.
I really love the work that I do, and I don't think I would have ever done it if I was in Australia. So that's a massive silver lining, is that I found a really great community, a good thing that I'm good at, that I can continue developing, and I think something that's going to be really fundamental in the future, honestly. And so I'm in there earlier than a lot of people will be. That's really good.
Excellent. Thanks for doing this with me.
No problem.
I know how much you love vlogging.
Well and truly.
So what's your reaction to being here 10 years?
Hard to believe that it's 10 years. It's gone so quickly. Just feels like yesterday.
Is that a good thing?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. I'm not 100% sure that it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's a thing.
Yep. So highlights for you?
To live in another culture and I guess try things different to your own culture. Oh, I definitely think that there's a difference in the culture. I think that, you know, Australians are very much a case of we believe we can do anything and, you know, can be the underdog, but, you know, just expect that it'll work out okay. But no, I definitely think there's a difference in culture. And
In terms of some of the experiences you've had while you've been here, what's been a highlight?
you know, I like the UK. You can be on a plane and, you know, within a matter of hours be in so many different places in the world. If you want to go from Australia to Perth, you know, you've been in a plane for 5 hours and still be in Australian airspace. So I do think that it's great that it's such a central location if you want to go places. I certainly enjoyed the countryside when we did our Scottish trip. A number of beautiful places. Wider than that, you know, I think that getting away somewhere that's got, you know, a warmer climate that you can relax by a pool or a beach, certainly, you know, whether that be in south of France or, you know, Spain, Turkey, you know, I think I've enjoyed all of those trips.
And what's been the low light for you?
I think that I've had a temporary mindset in the time that I've been here. So, you know, when we came over, we came for 12 to 18 months, and I guess we kept resetting that for periods of time. But I don't think that that's meant that I've necessarily put roots down, and where my circle of friends in Oz was, you know, a group of people that have been with, you know, for years and years, and I don't think that I've necessarily developed that in the same way here. And as I said, I think that that's been, you know, as much as anything, a mindset of you're only here for a period of time, you know, not necessarily putting down roots. So.
A transient mindset. So you're going to fix that?
Yeah, well, we talked about moving back, haven't we? Is that not where you went, man? Well, one of the real positives in coming here, and I honestly wish that I'd kept a journal, is the variety of beer that they have. I've been amazed that you could almost go out every night if you wanted and try a different beer. Must have had over 500 different beers in the time that I've been here. The microbreweries, and, you know, I really think that that's excellent. So there you go.
Thanks for that.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, son.
So, tell me about England.
Fairly big question.
I know, what jumps to mind?
What, Yorkshire puddings,
Yorkshire puddings?
where I discovered gin,
Yeah.
saurine.
So what was your reason for moving to England?
I think we were at a bit of a crossroad in our life, and we had decided that we would either go and travel around Australia for a year or have an overseas experience, and that overseas experience won.
Why England?
Because I was born here, and so myself and all of you guys could get English passports.
How long did you expect you would be here for? Maximum?
Originally we had a 12-month to 2-year time frame, and that was largely conditional on what travelling we could get done in that time. But when we got here, England went into its first dip in recession, and so the job market just was non-existent. So we spent the first 9 months eating through all our savings. That completely changed then the plan. I think that meant that we stayed longer so that we could get that done. Each time we chose to stay a little bit longer, one of you guys went into a different educational setting. So for you and Kiana, it was both college. For Emmy and Jake, it was school. So each time that happened, that made it difficult to then move back to Australia.
So what's one of the negative things?
The thing for me that has been the most negative, which hasn't necessarily been about living here, that I've just not seen your cousins and your aunts and your uncles and your grandparents and, you know, your nannies and poppies, we've just missed out on so much of their lives. And I think that's the thing that I have found the most negative. So it's not been an environmental thing. It's not that I've not liked living here, because I have, but I just feel that I've just missed out on so much of their life that I'm just not ever going to get back now.
Similarly, what do you think has been a really positive thing then?
Interestingly, in a sort of a similar vein, in the fact that we have been here by ourselves. Like, I think that we've by and large become quite a tight family unit. I think we've had to band together and sort of support one another, and I think that that's been really nice. Whether that would have happened anyway. Like, I think the difficult dynamic that I have now as a parent is that, you know, you were sort of talking earlier about this it now, whether you don't sort of see yourself moving back to Australia, and yet others are saying that they actually think they will move back to Australia. So we've kind of created this gap where you may all end up on different sides of the world. Whether that would have happened,
Who knows?
who knows? I suspect it probably would have in some way or another.
Happy 10 years.
Happy 10 years?